I took the job because I needed the silence. The cabin sat alone at the edge of a frozen valley, miles from the nearest road. No signal, no neighbors, just trees, dense and skeletal, pressing in from all sides. The owner had warned me it gets loud at night. I assumed he meant wind. The first evening was still, too still. Even the forest seemed to hold its breath. I lit the fireplace, unpacked my things, and tried to settle into the quiet. It felt heavy, like the air hadn't moved in years. Around midnight, I heard it. A faint sound, almost nothing, a soft knock. I froze, listened, nothing. I told myself it was the wood contracting in the cold. Old cabins do that. I'd read it somewhere. Then it came again. Knock, knock. Closer this time, not from the walls, from the door. I didn't move. My eyes stayed locked on the handle, waiting for it to turn. It didn't. The silence stretched, thin and suffocating. I laughed under my breath, nervous, stupid. Just the wind, I muttered, but there was no wind. The next night it happened again. Knock, knock, pause, knock. 3 times, always 3. I forced myself to look through the peephole. Nothing, just darkness, thick, unmoving. But as I leaned closer, I caught something off. Breathing, slow, wet, right on the other side of the door. I stumbled back so fast I knocked over the chair behind me. My heart slammed against my ribs, hard enough to hurt. I didn't open the door. I didn't sleep. By the 3rd night, the knocking had changed. It wasn't on the door anymore. It was inside. A soft tapping, echoing through the cabin, from the walls, the ceiling, beneath the floorboards. Knock, 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 like something was trying to find its way out or in. I searched every inch of that place, every corner, every loose board. There was nothing, no animals, no pipes, no explanation. But the smell started that night, rotten, damp, like something left too long in the dark. It clung to the air, thick enough to taste. I tried to leave the next morning. My car wouldn't start, battery dead. It had been fine the day before. That night I didn't light the fire. I sat in the dark, listening, waiting. The knocking came again, but this time it was different. It wasn't random. It was deliberate, a pattern, slow, careful, like someone was learning. I pressed my ear against the wall, my skin prickling with cold sweat. Knock, knock, pause, knock. And then, from the other side, a voice, my voice, whispering, perfectly in sync with the pattern. Let me out. I took the night shift because no one else would. The prison had been shut down for over a decade, but the county still paid to keep someone on site. Liability reasons, they said. Truth is, the place should have been buried, not maintained. The walls sweated. The air reeked of rust and something older, something that clung to the back of your throat. I was stationed in the control room, one hallway of cells, all empty, or supposed to be. My first night passed in silence, too much silence, no hum of electricity, no distant traffic, just the occasional creak of metal echoing through the corridors like something shifting in its sleep. The second night, I noticed the logbook. It sat on the desk, thick, leather-bound. I hadn't touched it before, but it was open. I don't remember opening it. Names filled the pages, hundreds of them, each followed by a date. No release dates, just entries, and at the bottom of the last page, a fresh line. No name, just a date. Tomorrow's. I felt a chill crawl up my spine, slow and deliberate, like fingers tracing bone. I shut the book, locked it in the drawer, told myself it was nothing. Around 2 a.m., I heard the first sound, a scrape, metal on concrete. I froze, my hand hovering over the flashlight, listened. It came again, closer. I stepped into the hallway, the beam of my light cutting through the dark. The cells stretched out in front of me, bars casting long, skeletal shadows across the floor. Empty, all of them. But the smell, it hit me halfway down the corridor. Rot, wet, sweet, wrong. I covered my nose, but it didn't help. It felt like it was inside me, coating my lungs. That's when I saw it. Cell 14. The door was open. I stopped. I know I checked them earlier. I remember counting them. Every door shut, every lock intact. My hand shook as I approached. The light flickered just once. Inside the cell, something was scratched into the wall. Lines, dozens, maybe hundreds, tally marks. I leaned closer, the beam trembling. They weren't random. They formed shapes, letters, names, the same names from the logbook, carved deep into the concrete as if someone had used their bare hands. I heard it then, breathing, slow, behind me. I spun around. Nothing. The hallway was empty, but the cell door, it slammed shut. The sound rang through the prison, sharp and final. I staggered back, my shoulder hitting the bars, and then I heard the lock click from the outside. My chest tightened, my fingers clawed at the metal, cold and unyielding. "No," I whispered, barely hearing my own voice. Footsteps echoed down the corridor, measured, heavy, coming closer. A figure emerged from the darkness just beyond the reach of my light, tall, still, watching. Keys jingled softly in its hand. I tried to scream, but my throat locked. My breath came in short, broken gasps. It stepped forward, just enough for me to see its face, or where its face should have been. smooth, featureless, like worn stone. The keys lifted, one turned in the lock, slowly, deliberately, and as the door creaked open, I noticed something carved in the inside of the bars, fresh, still crumbling at the edges, a new name, mine, with tomorrow's date scratched beneath it. I took the transcription job because it was easy money. Old recordings, court archives, dusty tapes no one had touched in years. I'd sit alone in a narrow office, headphones on, typing out words from people long gone. No interruptions, no questions, just voices. The building itself felt abandoned. Fluorescent lights hummed overhead, flickering just enough to make shadows twitch along the walls. The air smelled stale, like paper and something faintly sour buried beneath it. On my third night, I found the tape. No label, no date, just a thin strip of masking tape with a single word written in faded ink. Sentence. I almost skipped it, but curiosity got the better of me. I slid it into the player, pressed play. At first, there was nothing, just static, a low, crackling hiss that filled my ears. Then, a voice. Male, calm, measured, reading. I am writing this so that whoever finds it will understand that the sentence... It cut off. A sharp click. I frowned, rewound it, and played it again. Same thing. I am writing this so that whoever finds it will understand that the sentence... Click. I leaned back, exhaling slowly. Faulty tape, I figured. It happens. But as I reached to eject it, the tape started playing again, on its own. I am writing this so that whoever finds it will understand that the sentence... Click. Again and again, each time identical, same tone, same pacing, no variation. My fingers hovered over the keyboard. I hadn't typed a word yet. Something felt wrong. I pressed stop. The machine didn't respond. The voice continued. I am writing this so that whoever finds it will understand that the sentence... Click. A cold sweat prickled along the back of my neck. I pulled off the headphones. The voice didn't stop. It wasn't coming from the headset anymore. It was in the room, faint, distant, like it was leaking out of the walls. I stood up too quickly, my chair scraping loudly against the floor. The sound echoed, swallowed by the narrow space. The air felt thicker now, harder to breathe. I am writing this so that whoever finds it will understand that the sentence... Click. I turned toward the door. Closed. Locked. I didn't remember locking it. My hand shook as I reached for the handle. It wouldn't budge. Behind me, the tape player clicked. Once. Twice. Then it changed. The voice came back, but slower this time, strained, like it was pushing against something. I am writing this so that whoever finds it will understand that the sentence... A long pause. No click. Just breathing. Wet, uneven, right behind me. I didn't turn around. I couldn't. The smell hit me first. Rot,
thick and cloying, like something had been left to decay in a sealed space. My stomach twisted, my fingers slipped from the door handle, slick with sweat. And then the voice finished the sentence. Clear, right next to my ear. Never ends. The tape player went silent. So did the room. For a moment, there was nothing. No hum, no breath, no sound at all. Then I felt it. A slow, deliberate pressure against my back, like someone leaning in, close enough that I could feel the cold seep through my shirt. And just before the lights went out, I realized something. The sentence hadn't stopped, because my hands were already moving, typing. I am writing this so that whoever finds it will understand that the sentence